Welcome to Gen-Ark's online video help. This video will cover viewing assets within your Gen-Ark portal. There are many ways to view the assets within your archive. This flexibility allows you to customize your viewing experience to fit your specific needs or preferences. You can view multiple assets at one time within certain view options, or individual assets in detail or zoom modes. To view multiple assets in a category, click on the Browse option from the main navigation menu and choose a category. The assets appear in the main window once they have loaded. The buttons on the top bar control multiple asset views. The thumbnail view allows you to view multiple assets in small thumbnails. This view includes the file name, description, and an icon indicating the file type. You can control how large you want to view the thumbnails by scrolling the zoom bar left or right to increase or decrease the view. The numbers to the top right of the page indicate how many assets are showing out of the total number of assets in the category. To view additional assets, scroll down or click on the Load More button found at the bottom right-hand side of the page. Scroll up to move back up the page or use the up arrow on your keyboard. The Cover Flow view is a visually appealing presentation view that can be used to flip through the previews of your assets. You can navigate through this view by clicking on the next asset or the previous asset, or by using the scroll on your mouse. Again, the numbers up at the top right show the number of assets you're viewing out of the total number of assets in the category. To view additional assets in Cover Flow, scroll to the last visible preview, which should trigger the next assets to load, or click on the Load More button above the list. The slideshow view takes you to a new page to view a full screen presentation of the assets in a category. You can manually scroll through the slideshow view by clicking on the forward or backwards button up in the top right corner, or pause the presentation by clicking on the pause button. The scrolling assets included in the slideshow are also shown by default as thumbnails at the bottom of the page. To hide these thumbnails, click on the minus button in the left-hand side of the screen. To view them again, click on the plus sign. When you are done, you can click the back button on your browser to go back to the view that you were at previously. You can also filter your assets by file type. You can click on All to view all the file types, or narrow it down by photos, audio, documents, or videos. Another viewing option is also to sort the assets by metadata. You have the option to click on the drop-down lists and choose from one of the metadata categories. You can click on ascending or descending as well. You can view an asset individually in a more detailed view by clicking on it in the Thumbnails or Cover Flow view. When you click on the asset, the background will gray out and the Asset Detail window will open up, which includes a larger view of the asset and could include previews of photos, streaming videos, PDF pages, and audio files. To the right of the preview, the asset details such as the asset name, description, event, people, and any other metadata you may have entered. Depending on the type of asset, you may be able to click on different buttons from this view to link to other file type specific options or actions, such as zoom, enriching, editing video, or adding an audio preview, and downloading. Click on the backwards or forwards button to the right or left of the asset to scroll through additional assets in this view without exiting the window. Click on the X at the top right corner to close the asset window and return to your previous multi-asset view. To view a photo asset in zoom or full screen mode, click directly on an individual asset to view it in detail. Then click on the Zoom or Full Screen button at the bottom of the page. This opens an additional page with a full screen view of the photo and a toolbar at the bottom center of the page. Click on the plus or minus buttons to zoom in or out of your photo, or click on one of the directional arrows to move around your view. Click on the smaller X in the middle of the directional arrows to quickly reset the photo to full screen. Click on the larger X to the right of the toolbar to close the page and return to the photo detail window. Next, we're going to view assets that are linked. Click on the asset to view it in detail. If it is a linked asset, you will find a button at the bottom where you can view the linked assets. Clicking on this button takes you to a page where you can view in thumbnails all the assets that are linked. The last viewing option that we're going to discuss is viewing selected assets. When viewing assets and thumbnails, click on the tile surrounding the asset preview to highlight the tiles. Move over to your workspace, found to the right of the screen, and click on the View Selected button. This will bring you to a thumbnail view of the assets that you selected.